how do you approach people that are new to your world when you're interacting with people that are non-actors? Is there a kind of fear or concern in terms of how you approach these people? Because obviously we see, a Canadian Tire libertarian, a French tourist, CN Tower security. So is there ever a conscientious choice in terms of how you're acting opposite these people that maybe aren't familiar with who you are?
We can't act with people who know who we are. It would never work. We can only be on camera with people who are taking us at face value, who just think that we're morons trying to solve something ridiculous. And because we always approach people with an open hand saying, we need your help, it makes, especially in Toronto, everybody so kind to us. Like, we needed that guy's help at Canadian Tire. We needed that security guard to let us into the CN Tower. Honestly, it happens very unconsciously. I don't even think about it.
A lot of people. Like, there are a lot of people that didn't make the movie, and because we fire from the hip a lot. We're out, we're just trying to be opportunistic, and we know what our narrative sort of goal is, and so whenever something happens naturally and just off the cuff, you have to just try to keep to what you know might be usable for the cameras, and you might not know where they are at different times. And I always have a feeling when I am talking to somebody who's looking at me and they kind of realize, oh boy, this guy is a real moron and I need to help him out. There's something inside that makes me want to just break character and reach out and be like, it's okay, I'm just filming. But it's a discipline that I've learned to just kind of stay in character.
Obviously, the film is extremely funny, but I think what people will take away watching it again and again is the editing of the film. And I wanted to ask the both of you about the structure of the movie, because there was something that you mentioned at both Matt and Jay, that you mentioned at the South by Southwest Festival, where the film is still evolving.
Yes.
Is the film in its final mutation, or is it still going on? And where do you begin in terms of structuring a narrative that you're also incorporating, footage that's from, almost 2 decades ago?
Those are two different approaches, because the one is, how do you edit something that has footage in it that we shot out of context 20 years ago? That really is owed up completely to our editors, Kurt Lobb and Bobby Upchurch, who they just do a lot of research. They watch everything that we shot, and they actually wrote that entire sequence in 2008 on their own, with very little input from us.
Based on a type of reverse engineering thing where we knew what our story was and that we were going to go to that footage. But in terms of mapping out narratively how it was going to be woven in, we needed to kind of pick some big highlighted moments, and then they figured out how to actually connect the dots.
Movies, it's not like they're a test that you can finish and then it's done. No. It's like they reveal more things to you the closer you get to the core of it. Yes. And so there are things that we are realizing are errors in the film that we couldn't have seen before, and that's going to continue going forever.
He comes up to me weekly and he says, you know what you should have said in that opening thing, or you know what I should have said to you? And he rewrites a moment that I hear and I just go, that would have been so much better and so much more to the point and on theme for what we want. But alas, every movie that we've worked on has been pried away from us by the bureaucracy.
Yeah. But that's good. That's the way it should be.